You are not bad at reading people. You just never learned what to look for. And so you keep ending up in the same situation. Different person, different face, same outcome. And the most painful part is not the betrayal. It is the moment you realize you saw the signs and ignored them. Not because you are naive, because nobody ever taught you how to read what people show you before they tell you who they are. But an animal in the African wild has been doing exactly that for millions of years. And what science discovered about how it does that will change how you see people forever. The hyena is one of the most misunderstood animals on Earth. Most people see it as a scavenger, a follower, an opportunist. But scientists who study hyena social behavior discovered something that completely changed that picture. Hyenas live in highly complex social groups called clans. And within those clans, every single member is being assessed constantly and deliberately. Who contributes? Who takes? Who can be trusted under pressure? Who performs loyalty? And who actually lives it? Here is what most people never knew. Hyenas have one of the most sophisticated social intelligence systems ever documented in the animal kingdom. They read the behavior of every member of their group with extraordinary precision. Not what that member says, what it does, consistently, over time. They never trust a performance. They track a pattern, and that difference is exactly what most humans are missing when they let the wrong people in. You have been reading words. The hyena reads patterns. Here is the difference and why it matters more than anything else in this video. Principle 1. You are reading words. You should be reading patterns. Think about the last person who let you down. Were there signs before it happened? Moments where something felt slightly off? Small inconsistencies you explained away? Most people say yes, not because they are bad judges of character, because they were listening to what the person said instead of watching what the person did. When a new hyena enters a clan, the existing members do not listen to anything. They watch. They observe how the new member behaves when food is scarce, when conflict arises, when nobody is watching. They wait for the behavior to reveal the character, not the performance, the pattern. Behavioral science has consistently shown that the most reliable predictor of how someone will treat you in the future is how they have treated others in the past. Not what they say about those people, what they actually did. Words are easy to control. Behavior over time is not. Before you let someone deeper into your life, stop listening to what they say about themselves. Start watching what they do consistently. How do they treat people who can do nothing for them? How do they behave when things go wrong? How do they act when they think nobody important is watching? Watch for 30 days before you decide. The pattern will tell you everything the words never will. Principle 2. You are attracted to intensity. You should be looking for consistency. You have felt it before. Someone who came in strong, attentive, exciting, fully present, and somewhere along the way that intensity disappeared, and you were left wondering what changed and why. Hyenas do not respond to intensity, they respond to consistency. A clan member that shows up powerfully one week and disappears the next is noted, remembered, trusted less. The hyena tracks reliability over time, not how impressive a member was on their best day, how reliable they were on their average one. Psychology has consistently shown that humans are wired to find intensity more attractive than consistency. High energy, strong emotion, overwhelming attention. These trigger the same reward pathways as genuine connection. But intensity is easy to manufacture for a short time. Consistency requires actual character, and character is what you are really looking for. The next person who comes into your life with overwhelming energy and attention, pause before you open up. Ask yourself one question. Have they been this way for long, or is this new because I am new? Give it 60 days. Consistent behavior across ordinary moments tells you more about a person than any first impression ever could. Principle 3. You give trust too early. The hyena makes it earned. Most people give trust as a starting point. They open up, share deeply, and invest emotionally before they have enough information to know whether that person deserves any of it. And then they feel betrayed when the person turns out to be different from who they seemed. But the truth is, the information was always there. They just gave their trust before they gathered it. In a hyena clan, trust is never assumed. It is built through a specific process of repeated reliable behavior over time. A new member earns a small amount of trust by showing up reliably in a small situation, then a slightly bigger one, then bigger again. Trust expands in proportion to the evidence that justifies it. Never faster, never based on feeling, always based on demonstrated behavior. Behavioral science has found that the most resilient and satisfying relationships are built through what researchers call gradual trust escalation. Small disclosures met with care, small vulnerabilities met with respect. Each positive response earns the next level of openness, not the other way around. Start giving trust in layers, not all at once. Share something small first, see how it is received, see if it is kept, see if it is used against you or honored. Then, and only then, share something slightly deeper. The hyena never hands over its vulnerability to an unproven member. Neither should you. Principle 4. You ignore what you feel. The hyena never does. You have had the feeling before. Something is slightly off. You cannot name it. You cannot point to anything specific. But it is there. A quiet signal underneath the surface. And you talked yourself out of it because you did not want to seem paranoid. Because the person seemed so genuine. Because you wanted to be wrong. Hyenas respond to that signal immediately. Wildlife researchers studying hyena behavior documented that they register subtle changes in the behavior of other members long before those changes become obvious. A slight shift in posture, a change in the pattern of interaction, a moment of inconsistency. They notice, they adjust, they protect themselves. They never override the signal with logic. Neuroscience has confirmed that the gut feeling most people dismiss is actually the brain processing information below the level of conscious awareness. Pattern recognition happening faster than language can keep up with. That feeling is not paranoia, it is data. And dismissing it consistently is one of the most reliable predictors of ending up with the wrong people. The next time something feels slightly off about someone in your life, do not dismiss it and do not confront it. Write it down. One sentence. What you noticed. When. Then watch for it again. If it appears consistently, your gut was not wrong. It was just ahead of the evidence. The hyena never ignores a signal. Neither should you. The hyena does not end up with the wrong members in its clan. Not because it is suspicious, not because it is cold, because it learned a long time ago that trust without evidence is not kindness. It is a door left open for the wrong things to walk through. You are allowed to be warm. You are allowed to be open. You are just no longer allowed to skip the evidence. Subscribe to the Wild Principle, and we are just getting started.